So I wanted to do a quick video about building patience through physical discipline, particularly stretching actually. Uh, Throughout all the nonsense that was going on, I actually pulled an abdominal muscle weightlifting. And anybody that's pulled an abdominal muscle, I don't know how many people that follow my channel actually pursue athletic endeavors, but pulled abdominal muscles are a frequent issue if you do things like martial arts. Okay, if you're like, especially the more acrobatic martial arts, things like that require twisting of the body and stuff like that. I've pulled abdominal muscles a lot. With weightlifting, though, which is how I pulled it, this is the thing. Weightlifting, great for physical fitness, terrible for anger management. My form was off, and I might have been repping out way too much because I was in a piss poor mood, and I was trying to, burn up my anger by repping out. And my biceps and triceps and shoulders and chest, which is what I was working, they did just fine. Unfortunately, my abdominal muscle, my abdominal muscles didn't do too fine. So essentially, when you pull an abdominal muscle badly, it kind of feels like somebody's just stabbing you repeatedly in the stomach. So one of the worst things that you can ever do if you're injured is nothing. Now, I want to make sure everybody knows I'm not a doctor, I'm not a physical therapist, I'm not a nurse, I'm nothing like that. But from my own personal experience, one of the worst possible things you can do if you're ever injured and you're pursuing an athletic endeavor, such as not dying of sarcopenia, meaning age-related muscle wasting, the worst thing you can possibly do is nothing. So, of course, I switched over to stretching. Now, I've been doing, most of the stretching I've been doing is mildly, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. But because I'm using the stretching to replace other exercises, I'm going, 1.5, 2 hours a day now with stretching, which requires a great deal of patience. And there's a good book that I've done a review of. I'll leave a link in the description, called Relax and to Stretch by Pavel Tsatsouline. And I'm lucky I caught it back when it was only $24, because now it's a fortune. But the thing is with stretching, it forces you to relax your mind. It forces you to relax your breathing if you're stretching properly. Now, again, in the martial arts, now, why don't I get on here and say I'm a great, I don't get on here and talk a lot of haba-baloo about my martial arts experience, because it's been virtually years since I've actually genuinely practiced martial arts. I've taught martial arts relatively recently, but it's been many years, like maybe a decade, a little less than a decade, a little more than a decade since I've actually taken a legitimate martial arts class, okay? So I don't get on here and pretend to be some kind of grand mufti of martial arts. I know martial arts, I can defend myself with martial arts, and I practice martial arts so I don't lose my ability to defend myself, but I haven't actively participated in a martial arts class in many years. But in martial arts, particularly in the striking arts, and very much particularly in the Korean striking arts, which require high kicking, and more acrobatic techniques, stretching every day is a common theme, okay? Stretching the whole body every day is a common theme for people that are serious about martial arts, okay? But what's actually interesting about that is it's actually in grappling I've found that the stretching matters more. Okay, the grappling is where I found my... Now, I'm a naturally flexible person, but I don't want to take a chance on losing my flexibility as I get older, because that's another thing that can do you in. But it's actually in grappling where many grapplers don't take stretching anywhere near as seriously as people that practice Tang Soo Do or Taekwondo or even regular karate. But it's in grappling, in judo and jiu-jitsu and catch wrestling, where I found my flexibility to come to my biggest advantage. But ironically, it's in striking where I found strength training to come to my biggest advantage in avoiding injuries and things like that. So it's actually kind of backwards from what people would think. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, when you're forced to cultivate a sense of patience through a physical endeavor like stretching. It really does help to change your mindset. And it helped me realize I haven't been stretching anywhere near enough. Stretching, whereas weightlifting is not good for anger management. Stretching can be. One of the problems with stretching, though, of course, is stretching is easy to overdo, and people very readily hurt themselves over stretching because they don't take competent instruction from competent people. They've never, even a lot of martial arts schools, like I've had terrible martial arts, not instructors, but guest instructors, things like that, when the instructor's busy. They really don't know how to instruct people on how to exercise properly. And a lot of times in martial arts, the exercises play second fiddle to the technique. But yeah, I mean, stretching is a great way to build patience. I'm not doing yoga right now. I'm not doing my yoga or Pilates. I'm just doing more traditional stretching. Why am I not doing yoga or Pilates right now? Well, because I have a pulled abdominal muscle or a strained abdominal muscle, and yoga or Pilates isn't going to help that heal any quicker. So I'm doing more traditional Western style stretches. But if you really want to be humbled, if you're like a big, like strong dude, if you want to be humbled, take a traditional Hatha yoga class or a Pilates class, and you will be quickly humbled, and you will quickly find out why you need patience to build in this discipline, which is, stretching and mobility exercises. And that's all for this video. I just felt like rambling this out there.